This is the story of the little neighborhood that became the heavy metal epicenter of Pittsburgh. I'm Boaz, and these are Pittsburgh Stories. I was looking for a hot beverage in Allentown, so I walked into Black Forge Coffee House, which, as you probably expect, is a coffee shop. What you might not expect is that it's a heavy metal coffee shop. But the most interesting thing is that this isn't even an anomaly in Allentown. Just around the corner, there's a goth gallery called Weeping Glass. A few blocks down, you'll find a punk and heavy metal record shop. Then there's this convenience store seemingly called Stewart. There's even a heavy metal-inspired barber shop. All this in just a few blocks stretch of Allentown.
I try and rotate the posters out and stuff as much as I can.
This is Brooks. He's one of the owners of Onion Maiden, a heavy metal-inspired vegan restaurant in Allentown. Are you a big Iron Maiden fan?
Yeah, we love Iron Maiden. Definitely one of my big influences growing up and stuff. I remember seeing the record. It's actually hanging right there. And just thinking whoa, this looks iffy, this looks scary. And then I started listening to it, I was like, whoa, this is cool. So we're in the middle of doing prep for dinner right now, but the kitchen's really tiny. We just have 2 people on the line every night.
At first, it might seem like heavy metal music and vegan food might be an odd pairing.
For me, the reason why I've gotten into animal politics and food politics in general is because of the bands I grew up listening to.
It's probably not a surprise that Brooks is also a musician.
I'm in a death metal band right now, and
Brooks currently plays bass in a band called Riparian. That's the music you've been hearing in the background.
I listen to all kinds of different things, but I've always been kind of playing in metal bands and stuff like that.
So how did Allentown become the heavy metal capital of Pittsburgh?
It's kind of a happy coincidence that everyone who decided to open businesses up here, these edgy type people with tattoos and...
But being part owner of Onion Maiden is only one of Brooks' jobs.
So I'm also a 6th grade science teacher. I teach at a local school district in the South Hills.
And sometimes those worlds collide when a student shows up at Onion Maiden.
One came in because they found out, I work here, and they purposely brought their family in. I've had other students that were here that were just what are you doing here? And it's oh, this is our restaurant and stuff, and they were really surprised by that. But
and I was still curious about one thing. There's a building right nearby that just says Stewart on it.
Oh, yeah, that. So it's a convenience store now, but it was a custom guitar booth here, Stewart Day Guitars. But he and his wife closed up shop, and someone decided to just call their store Stewart or something. Because there's a guy that came over and painted the rest of the sign over. I was like, is he just going to leave the word Stewart there? And yeah, sure enough he did.
And that's the story I found in Allentown. Next up, Arlington.
Yeah, I don't quite understand it. Why would you decide to just leave that? But there's Stewart.
If you've watched this far, you might as well click on that little drawing of me to subscribe to this channel. Or watch a video about another Pittsburgh neighborhood right now. Go ahead, click on something.